You know, it's a situation that so many of us will face. You're starting to worry about your parents' memory, but you're just not sure what's a real problem and what's, well, just them getting older. This explainer is all about cutting through that confusion and giving you a clear, actionable path forward. It starts with little things, right? Maybe it's a repeated story, a forgotten appointment, but that nagging feeling is there. And honestly, it's a really tough and often lonely place to be. You want to help, but you don't even know where to begin or how serious this really is. And when you finally bring up your concerns, maybe to your parent or a sibling or even a doctor, you get the same answer, almost every time. Oh, it's just normal aging. Well, I'm here to tell you that this is a pervasive and frankly, a dangerous myth. We really need to challenge this idea that serious memory loss is just an inevitable part of life. Let's just be perfectly clear about this, because if you take one thing away, let it be this. Yeah, our brains might slow down a little as we get older, but becoming really forgetful about recent stuff, that is not normal. It is a sign that there's a health problem affecting the brain, and it absolutely needs to be checked out by a doctor. So, this slide is perfect for breaking down that critical difference. On the left, you've got your normal slowdowns. Come on, we've all walked into a room and completely blanked on why or had a word right on the tip of our tongue. That's just the brain being a little less efficient. But on the right, those are the red flags. These aren't just little hiccups. They're signs the brain isn't recording new information the way it should be. And understanding that difference is absolutely the first step. Okay, so let's move from that vague, anxious feeling to something way more useful. A concrete checklist. We're going to go through the key warning signs that geriatric specialists look for, starting with the biggest one. This one is number one for a reason. If you notice your mom or dad asking the same exact question you literally just answered, or telling you the same story over and over again in a really short amount of time, that is a classic red flag. It's a huge signal that they just don't remember having that conversation moments ago. And this is just a perfect example. It's a true story from a geriatrician. You had this whole medical team focused on a patient's heart, and they heard him repeat this thing about beans and greens, and just thought, oh, what a charming little quirk. But to the geriatrician specialist, it was an immediate sign that his brain wasn't firing on all cylinders, a massive clue that everyone else was completely missing.
The second major sign is a new problem with tasks that have multiple steps. Now, we're not talking about something like learning to use a new smartphone. That's hard for a lot of people. We're talking about things they've done for decades, like managing their checkbook, cooking a recipe they've made 1,000 times, or planning a simple drive across town.
You know, in medicine, we have a name for these things, IADLs. Just think of them as all the skills you had to learn as a teenager to finally live as an independent adult. So when someone starts struggling with this stuff, maybe the bills are piling up unpaid or they're getting confused about their medications, it's a very strong sign that something is impacting their brain's executive function. And this can be one of the most frustrating things for families. Your parent seems totally unaware of the problems you're seeing so clearly. Now listen, this isn't just them being stubborn. It's a real medical symptom called anosognosia, or lack of insight. It's actually caused by the very same brain changes you're worried about. They genuinely don't see the problem. Now, I get it. Seeing these signs can be really, really scary. But here's where the whole story pivots from fear to hope. Because getting these symptoms checked out does not automatically mean an Alzheimer's diagnosis. There are so many other possibilities, and some of them are actually treatable. This is the question on everyone's mind, isn't it? Is it Alzheimer's? Well, not necessarily. And even if it is the start of dementia, there could be another problem, a treatable medical issue that's making everything so much worse. And that's something we can actually do something about. And that's the crucial point right here. So many other health issues can pretend to be dementia. Just look at this list. A simple vitamin B12 deficiency, a thyroid problem, or even side effects from really common medications can cause serious memory problems. These are all things a doctor can easily test for and, in a lot of cases, treat.
Let's just focus on medications for a minute, because this one is absolutely huge. And we're not just talking about heavy-duty prescription drugs. A lot of the things that mess with brain function are sitting right there on the shelf at the pharmacy.
And you can see just how common they are. You know the PM in Tylenol PM, or the main ingredient in Benadryl, the sleep aid in NyQuil? These are often what we call anticholinergic drugs. They basically work by blocking a chemical messenger your brain really needs for memory. Sometimes, just stopping or reducing these can lead to a really incredible improvement. Okay, so you've seen the signs, you know it's not just normal aging, and you get that there might be treatable causes. So what do you actually do? Well, that's what this final section is all about, your action plan. A proper evaluation isn't just a quick chat. It's a systematic process with 4 key pillars. You can see them right here. First, the doctor has to hear from you, the family, because your parent might not be a reliable source. Second, a full review of every single pill, and that includes over-the-counter stuff. Third, a quick in-office cognitive screen. And finally, some basic lab work to rule out all those reversible causes we just talked about.
So why push so hard for this? Well, because the benefits are just immense. You might find a simple, treatable problem. And even if you don't, just confirming there's a cognitive issue helps all of their other doctors give them safer care. It can give your family some objective data to work with instead of just arguing. And really, it's the only way to move from worrying to actually helping.
So we end on this question. The myths of it's just normal aging and, well, nothing can be done anyway, both lead to the same place, inaction. But as we've just seen, significant memory loss is a medical sign that demands a medical evaluation. Ignoring it is a gamble you just don't have to take. The goal isn't just to worry, it's to act. So, what is the one next step that you will take?
Thank you for being here. Your best years are just beginning. Subscribe and share the 60 to 100 YouTube channel with friends who need this message. Let's age brilliantly together. Watch our next episodes. Just click on the thumbnails. Thank you.